In today's episode, we are going to be talking about a lot of different things. We are going to be looking at Zilliqa, Uniswap, XRP, Ethereum, and Bitcoin, because we really have to break down what has been happening to the cryptocurrency markets. But before we dive into that, I just wanted to look at the markets and how they are performing. So right now we are around 571 billion US dollars, and we have had a significant drop in terms of a lot of different prices. Like, for example, the current price of Bitcoin is around 18,995. In the past 24 hours, we have dropped down by about 1.8%, which is very not so good. So if we take a look at Ethereum is trading around 595. Today, we reached a high of around $6.27, or rather $6.32, $632. So that was a very drastic drop from $632 all the way down to around 595, which is very good, especially if you are looking forward to accumulating and just buying a lot of these different alternative cryptocurrencies. So XRP is down by around 3.6% today. We are trading around 62 cents, which is very good for people who want to accumulate. So anyhow, before we jump into anything, right, we have to talk about the Bitcoin dominance, because it is very important for us to understand what is happening to the entire market in comparison to BTC, because you obviously understand that markets fluctuate between BTC dominating, as in Bitcoin dominating, and altcoins dominating. So usually when altcoins are dominating the environment and they are having exponential growth, right, this is what we usually refer to as the alt season, or basically it's just altcoins doing their thing and they are just increasing in value. So if we take a look at the historical chart of the Bitcoin dominance, right, for the past few days, right, ever since 19th November, right, we have seen a very good drop in the BTC dominance. So obviously this is one of the reasons why some of the alternative cryptocurrencies have been increasing in value, because this market share is being sort of deprived, or rather being obtained from BTC onto the altcoins. So if we take a look at what has been happening today on a smaller time frame, right, the BTC dominance has been a little bit bullish on the smaller time frame. So what does this really mean? So let's say, for example, if the BTC dominance is going to be increasing and the price of BTC is going to be decreasing, then we are obviously going to experience a very dramatic dump in terms of the altcoin. So BTC dominance increases, BTC decreases in value, which has happened. The altcoins are going to experience quite a number of significant dumps, and this is one of the reasons why we obviously experience XRP dropping by around 3.8%, Bitcoin Cash dropping by about 5.1%. so this is obviously expected. Cardano's down by about 6.5%. So anyhow, now that you understand the importance of understanding the BTC dominance, right, let's just talk about other alternative cryptocurrencies such as Zilliqa, right? Obviously Zilliqa yesterday was doing tremendously well, and if you take a look at what has been happening, obviously when BTC dropped, it also ended up dropping as well. As you can see right over here, right, a few hours ago we were right above 3 cents, slightly above 3 cents, and right now we are back down below this sort of level, which is proving to be a very huge resistance. Well, it used to be support a few hours ago, but now it has turned into resistance, and we are probably going to be correcting towards the downside. Now, do not get me wrong, right, as far as Zilliqa is concerned, we are still technically in a bull market, because the markets are bullish, especially if we get to look at the smaller time frames, right? If we get to look at the daily, right, we are obviously in a blatant uptrend, which is very good. However, we are bound to have corrections, because let's say, for example, the BTC dominance is going to be increasing and then the price of BTC is going to be dropping, then obviously the alts are going to end up correcting. But this is not really something that you are supposed to be worried about, because eventually in the near future, all these cryptocurrencies are going to be increasing in value. So do not panic, do not worry. So you just have to like understand what type of investor you are. So if you guys are going to be worried about these little fluctuations, right, then you are obviously going to be having a tough time. But I would advise you to just keep on adding to your positions and just dollar cost averaging, because by the end of it, or like in the next 6 months, the prices are going to be increasing a whole lot. So anyway, these dumps are not going to be staying here for a very long period of time. So obviously it is very important for you guys to always keep on accumulating, and this is going to be like a very good buy area. Anything which is going to be corresponding to this particular price level here around 2 cents over half of 2 cents, that's going to be like a very good buying area. So that should be like a very good area to like load up and just accumulate a whole lot more. And this really corresponds to the previous support that we had, obviously on the 27th of November. So if the price comes back here and then probably finds like a very good decent support, then it's probably going to go back down. So right now, technically speaking, we are ranging. Okay, the markets are ranging. So if we look at any type of alternative cryptocurrency right now, right, we are forming this particular type of ranging pattern. So if you look at Uniswap, right, obviously the same thing is happening. We are beginning to range, and there's obviously going to be fluctuations here and there, whereby, for example, you have your sort of upline and your downline. Let's say, for example, this is going to be the top of the range, right, which is obviously going to be providing quite a number of resistance, and this part over here is going to be your sort of support. So that is obviously going to be like a very good determining factor with regards to what the altcoins are going to be doing in the next coming few days and few weeks. But this particular situation is not really going to last like a very long period of time, maximum 1 week. So today is the 1st of December, right? So obviously the prices are going to be ranging, and we are obviously going to resume having our bull market let's say after the 10th of December. So best believe, just be patient and just wait for the prices to consolidate, range, and find support, and then just build that particular momentum. So if you take a look at Ethereum, right, obviously the same thing is happening. We dropped, then started increasing in value, and now we are sort of forming this particular range. So within this particular range, there's going to be those crazy weeks, and people might get really liquidated. So if you guys really want to avoid all the stress and all the worry, just avoid trading this particular phase of the market, because the market is most definitely going to be consolidating in the next coming few days. So it is very important for you guys to always keep your composure, and once the consolidation is done, right, we are obviously going to end up propelling towards the upside, and we're going to obviously most definitely see higher prices, and everybody's just going to be happy, and everybody's going to be making quite a lot of money. So moral of the story is the markets are beginning to consolidate. We are ranging, even though we are in a bull market, right? Before we continue propelling towards the upside, we need to gather much more momentum, and the prices need to consolidate so that the oscillators and all these different indicators can end up catching up. So there's obviously going to be ups and downs. Overall, for example, Ethereum is going to be fluctuating between 638 all the way down to 475. So if you really want to like accumulate, obviously getting to buy closer to the bottom of this particular range is obviously going to do you like a lot of justice. It's going to do you like a lot of good. So this is obviously the same with Ripple, right? Because these patterns are like literally the same. I'm sure you guys can see the beginning of this particular range, and it's obviously going to be doing this, and sometimes the weeks are going to be extreme, sometimes the weeks are going to be very minimal, and then eventually when the consolidation is done, the price is obviously going to be going up. So all you got to do is keep on accumulating, keep on securing your bag for the future, because in the next 6 to 12 months, the prices are just going to be way much more expensive. So it doesn't really matter if you start, adding to your bags right about now. Anyhow, that's with regards to alternative cryptocurrencies, right? And obviously, if you really want to get into details, right, you can just fire up trading view and just look at this particular chart and then just look at the intricate details. But overall, these alternative cryptocurrencies are forming this same unique pattern on all the charts pretty much, you know. So yeah, let's take a look at BTC. Something interesting happened today. Okay, today we obviously dropped from here around 19,933, and then we just ended up crashing. Like in less than 4 hours, we ended up going to 17,713, which is pretty crazy. Technically speaking, we are still in a bull market, but this can change anytime soon because obviously the prices are beginning to range. And if we flip over to the daily, right, BTC is starting to form this same usual pattern, right, whereby we are beginning to sort of create this consolidation phase, and we're obviously going to be seeing the prices ping pong from the top to the bottom and just like that. So if you guys are going to be actively trading this environment, which I do not really recommend, because there's going to be situations where the wicks to the upside are extremely nasty, whereby people who are shorting and people who are longing equally get destroyed, okay, because it is very rigged, and people are the exchange owners such as BitMEX, Bybit, Binance, they are looking forward to like liquidate you and get your money, you know. So there's going to be like nasty crazy pumps and dumps, and it's just going to be something which is very stressful, and I wouldn't advise anybody to like over leverage and just over trade in this particular environment, because this is not really a trading environment. So just wait for the consolidation to get done, and then when we start winding up, right, then we can finally break through. So we obviously experienced the same thing right over here, right? But we can consider this particular area as a consolidation phase. We saw the price of BTC sort of ranging from around 12,000 all the way down to around 9,900, and then the price was just ping-ponging back and forth. But eventually we were gradually rolling through this particular area, and that was like a very blatant signal that the price was going to pump towards the upside. So right now we are forming the same structure, and once we come to the end of this particular consolidation, we are definitely going to break through, and we're going to see higher highs as far as BTC is concerned. So just like I told you, this particular consolidation is going to most likely take about 1 to 2 weeks or even less. But whenever that is going to be happening, I'm obviously going to be letting you know, and you guys are going to be aware, and you're obviously going to be enjoying longing the markets after the consolidation is done. So these are the things that I just wanted to like bring to your attention, and yeah, I really hope that you learned a thing or two.